Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is the second video of this channel. Please go ahead and subscribe for more videos. In our first videos, we try to answer the question, why did African countries did not sanction Russia? And we came to a conclusion that the relationship between African countries and the Western countries has been all the time very brutal, condescending, unrespectful, and dehumanizing. And this happened during the colonization, slavery, neo-colonization. In many of those African countries, the ruler of the countries is not chosen by the people, but chosen to protect the Western interests. Happen through fake elections, dictatorship, abuse of human rights, imprisonment of opposition parties members, and regime protesters. I'm going to talk to Western countries. It is impossible that you protect, you support dictatorship who are been ruling the countries for 40 years, 30 years, 15 years, 20 years, and pretending that pretending to promote human rights all over the world and democracy all over the world. You cannot. And in my last video, I told you that right now, African people are rising up. African people are awakening. So they are awakening because they have access to all the information that you guys have. They have access to all the knowledge. They go to good university around the world, in the US, in Europe, in China. So they have the same information that you guys have. They have the same information that they have the same information in Africa. And with the internet, everything now is easy. Everything now is become easier to get access to those information. I'm going to tell you today, this video, we're going to talk about a country which is a symbol of that neo-colonization, a country who is struggling to have its independence, a country for the first time, a country who is trying to be ruled by leaders chosen by his people. Mali. Maybe you don't know here in America, maybe here in the US, you guys don't know, that you are not aware what is going on right now in Mali. Mali has been dealing with terrorists for more than 10 years now. More than 10 years. Why? In 2011, April 2011, what's happened in Africa? Gaddafi was killed and Libya was destroyed. And that opens the gate to jihadists, to Islamists, to terrorists. Right now in Libya, it's a mess. Libya is divided into many parts, and each part has its own leader. Each part has its own organization. You have terrorists who are ruling some of those parts. So the destruction of Libya, the killing of the leader of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, in 2011 by the coalition of France, US, England, and Qatar in 2011 fueled the destruction of Sahel. That was the beginning. That was the cause of the destruction of Sahel. And before that happened, don't forget that there has many meeting. There was many meeting. All the leaders in the world has meeting to know how they're going to intervene in Libya in order to save people. And some leaders on Africa warn you. They warn you. They warn Barack Obama that, Mr. Obama, if you destroy Libya, you're going to open the gate to jihadists. President Obama at that time, first black American president, he refused. He closed his ears. He didn't listen. There was a resolution coming from the UN saying that they're going to create a sanctuary for a humanitarian sanctuary, and they go over that resolution. They went over that resolution to throw bomb into Libya. That wasn't what the resolution said. That was not the purpose of the resolution. The purpose of the resolution was not throwing bomb in Libya. It was creating a corridor, a humanitarian corridor to save people. That was the purpose, the main purpose of the resolution. But instead, they threw bomb in Libya and killed Gaddafi. Doing that, they opened the gate to installment of jihadists, of Islamists, of terrorists. What happened next why did Mali jump in? Mali jumped in because in 2012, just almost 1 year after that, the jihadists, they started to invade, to gain more territories. They went to Mali, they went to Burkina Faso, and in 2012, they were already in 2013, in 2013, the jihadists, the terrorists, were already controlling 20% of the country in the northern part of Mali. They were controlling 20% of the northern part of Mali. They didn't have enough weapons to fight those jihadists. They will not have enough arms. They didn't have enough technology. They didn't have satellites. They didn't have air bombs, airstrike. They didn't have all those things. They were only fighting them on the ground. But the problem was that jihadists, they were more sophisticated because they took all the arm from Libya. That was from Libya suitcase. They was using Libyan armory. So they came, they started to invade Libya. Mali. They started invading Mali. They was controlling 20% of the country, and they didn't stop there. They didn't stop in that 20% of the northern Mali. They started gaining the south. and they started gaining all the countries around: Niger, Burkina Faso, and all others countries. What happened after next? The president, there was a coup in 2013. In 2013, there was a coup because the military said that that president didn't have enough strategy to fight terrorists. So he was thrown down, and then the military took a power. But they transferred the power to a civilian. And the civilian asked France to come help them to fight terrorists. France accept. But the problem is that that president, he did not ask France to come to the ground. He said, what we need is airstrike and satellite informations. That's what we need. At that time, France refused. We have those information from journalists from France. France say, I'm going to rewrite that letter and send it to you. So France, the president, the authority of France at that time, they rewrite the terms of those letters, putting that, okay, we're going to give, this is what we're going to give you, this is what we're going to bring to Mali. We're going to bring 3,000 troops in Mali. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and have that president sign. But at first, it wasn't that. It wasn't the problem. It wasn't the issue of having troops on the ground. No. The first demand of that president wasn't have troops on the ground. Foreign troops on the ground. The purpose, it wasn't to have foreign troops on the ground. So after that president signed the letter that was given to him by French authority, now France came and settled in the northern part of Mali, where they called Kidal. It's close to Gao. So France settles there for 1 year, settles there for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, for 6 years. Now the jihadists was not only control the northern part of the country, but jihadists was controlling 65-75% of the country. 65 to 75%, between 65 to 75% of the country. Can you believe that? You ask your friend to come help you to kick off something, but that bad thing is gaining more weight, is gaining more territories. You should ask yourself a question: why my friend is here? Maybe he's not the best friend that I should call on. Maybe he's not the person that I should call on to come help me, right? So after 8 years, after 9 years, though jihadists, they were not only controlling 75% of the countries of Mali, but they were gaining territories in neighboring countries. They were gaining territories in neighboring countries, like Burkina Faso, like Niger, like Ghana, like Cote d'Ivoire, and in 2001, I think, 2021, there was a coup conducted by militaries because that president, Keita, Boubacar Keita, he was there. They say he doesn't have the good strategy to protect the country, so they kick him out. They took over. The military took over the country and called on another France. France was there, right? Not only France. France did not come alone. France came with some European countries, like Germany, like Norway, like Spain, like Italy. So they came, it was a coalition of European countries, army. So not only France came, but the UN military force was there too. Not only for 1 year, but they have been there since 2013. All those three military forces, France, European military, and the UN, they were there for more than 6 years. But the jihadists continue to gain territories and invading neighboring countries. Why that happened? That's why the new authority of Mali, the militaries who took over, they call on Russia. Yep. They call on Russia. They say, we're going to find another friend to come help us. When they come, when they call Russia, Russia came, give them arms, give them weapons to combat jihadists. After 6 months of the presence of Russian army, after 6 months with the relation of Russia, what happened? The new government of Mali, they were controlling now 60% of the country. They were controlling now 60% of the country. UN military, France military, European military, they were there for 8 years. Jihadists were controlling 75% of the country for 8 years. But when Russia came, when Russia jumped in, just after 6 months, they were controlling 60% of the country. And that did not please European countries, Western countries. They started a narrative, say, how do they come? They're mercenary in Libya. They are killing people. They are doing this and this. They are killing innocent people. They are narrative. You know it. That is what happened. So before they present you the problem of Mali, I'm here. Africa Real Freedom. I'm here to present you the timeline of the situation of Mali. Because what they're going to do, as they always do, they're going to present you a situation to get your emotion. They're going to find your emotion and get your reaction, get your attention. After emotion time, sit down and say, I'm not going to take the information that they give me right away. I'm going to go back to see what happened. That is what happened. And the destruction of Libya, the destruction of Libya. It is one of the points that African people are not happy with Western countries. The destruction of Libya is one of the points why African countries are not happy with Western countries. When I say Western countries, there are 4 countries: US, France, Canada, and United Kingdom. United States of America, USA, seems to be out of it. But his silence, the fact that he doesn't say anything about this, is showing that he's not with African people. It's showing that he's not with African people. That's the first point. The second point is that every time France brings in a resolution against Africa countries, every time France writes a resolution to control African countries, US will support that resolution. United States will support that resolution. His silence, the support of the resolution that is against African countries, show that US is supporting the Western countries. Those Western countries, they came in because they want to fight jihadists, right? Who brought in those jihadists in the Sahel region? Why the jihadists are in the Sahel region? The jihadists are in the Sahel region because Libya was destroyed. And who destroyed Libya? The Western countries. Einstein said, you will never solve a problem with those who created the problem. It is difficult to solve a problem with those who created the problem. I am making this video in order for you, American people, to make your own judgment. In order for you, African American, to make your own judgment and take your decision. Your own decision. Don't let yourself blown by news from mainstream media. Okay, everybody, I think I'm done today with this video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the next point, because here, the Mali topics, we're going to do 3 videos. This is the first part. I give you the first sequence. The second sequence, I'm going to do that later. And the third sequence, I'm going to do that maybe after next week. Maybe next week. So be careful. I'm just telling you that be careful every time they give you the information with emotion. When they want to ignite that emotion on you, it's because they want a result right now. They want to take a certain decision. Step back before taking your own decision. Go ahead, subscribe for this video. Subscribe on my channel. I'm going to give you a lot of videos. I'm going to make a lot of videos to explain what has been going on in Africa for more than 70 years. I'm going to explain to you why African countries are still poor. Why in Africa we still have war. I'm going to explain all that to you